Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today I'm going to be making up a pumpkin chocolate chip banana bread. Now I have got some ripe bananas that I need to use up, and I would say my favorite way to do that is in banana bread. I have several different banana bread recipes that I do, but I don't think I have ever done a pumpkin version of one. I've done pumpkin bread. I'm basically going to be taking my pumpkin bread and my banana bread recipes and sort of combining them together. And I thought I would go ahead and just take you guys along with me to show you how I'm gonna do that. First off, you're gonna need 2 cups all-purpose flour. And then here I've got some Lily's baking chips. I'm gonna be using 5 servings of these, and a serving is about 30 chips or 14 grams. Next up, I've got some pumpkin seeds. I've got these left over from pumpkin cream cheese muffin Starbucks copycat recipe that I did. So I thought I would go ahead and use these in this bread as well. I'm just gonna be sprinkling some of these on the top of my bread. So I'm gonna be using 1/4 cup of those. And here I've got a teaspoon baking soda, teaspoon baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon salt. Here I've got a tablespoon of coconut oil, and I just melted that in the microwave. It's not hot anymore, but it is still in liquid form, which is how I want it. You're gonna need 2 eggs, a 1/4 cup, no sugar added applesauce, 2 bananas that are ripe, a couple teaspoons pumpkin pie spice. I just make my own. I did a video recently. I'll link that up above and down below if you wanna see how I make this. Very easy. A teaspoon vanilla extract. And then for sweetener in these, I'm gonna go ahead and use some 100% pure maple syrup. You could use a different sweetener if you want. You could use either sugar substitute, whatever, but I just thought maple syrup sounded like it would go really well with this. So I'm gonna be using a 1/4 cup of that. I'm gonna be using a cup of 100% pure pumpkin, and that is just the plain pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling. And then, as I use so often in my baked goods, I'm gonna be putting in some non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I'm gonna be using a 1/2 cup of this. And then finally, you're gonna just need a little no-calorie cooking spray to spray your bread pan. And that is everything, so let me jump into this. First off, I've got my oven preheating to 350, and then in a medium-sized bowl here, I'm gonna add in my 2 cups of flour, my baking soda, baking powder, and salt, and my 2 teaspoons pumpkin pie spice. Then I'm gonna just whisk this all together like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. In a large bowl, I'm gonna take my bananas and add those in, and then I'm gonna just smash them up in here. Like that. And you want to make sure, again, you're using really ripe bananas because some of the sweetness I am depending on coming from these bananas. And if you don't use ripe ones, you're not going to get the sweetness that you need. Next up, I'm going to add in my cup of pumpkin puree, my 1/4 cup unsweetened applesauce. And I don't always say what I use applesauce for, but you'll see me using it a lot. And it is kind of for 3 different reasons. One, it's gonna add sweetness too, just like the bananas are naturally. There goes my oven. It's also going to act as kind of a butter or oil substitute. You'll notice that I'm only using 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, which is not a lot. And so that's kind of subbing for that. And it's also going to just be adding more moisture to this. So that's why I use the applesauce a lot. And also the Greek yogurt that I'm gonna be putting in next, that adds moisture and it's kind of a butter substitute too. So now I'm gonna add in my 1/2 cup Greek yogurt, my coconut oil, 1/4 cup maple syrup, my vanilla, and I think I said in the beginning I was only gonna do 1, but I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then finally my 2 large eggs. And now I'm gonna just whisk all of this together until it's fully incorporated. I've got this all mixed together pretty well, so now I'm gonna take my dry ingredients and I'm gonna pour them into my wet ingredients and just stir until you're not seeing any more dry. You don't wanna over mix this. That looks good. Now I'm gonna take my chocolate chips. I went ahead and weighed these out. And again, I'm just doing 5 servings of those lilies. I'm gonna add those in and fold those in. Looks good. So now I'm gonna take my bread pan here, and I'm just using a silicone one. Hopefully it's gonna be big enough. And then I'm gonna spray it with my cooking spray. And then I'm gonna pour my batter in. And then I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit. And then I'm gonna take my 1/4 cup pumpkin seeds and I'm gonna just sprinkle these on the top. Like that. And you probably don't actually need a 1/4 cup. An 1/8 would probably even be enough of the pumpkin seeds, but I had it factored in at 1/4, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use that many. But now I'm gonna bake this at 350. It's probably gonna take about an hour. I'm gonna start checking it though around 40-45 minutes just to make sure I don't overcook it. But I'm guessing it's gonna take an hour, maybe longer, but I will be back once it is done. I let this bake for just about 65 minutes and I went ahead and stuck a toothpick in the middle and it came out clean. So I'm gonna call that done. It's looking done anyway. But I'm gonna let it cool for a little bit, 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out of the pan and slice into it. This is still fairly hot. Let it cool for about 15 minutes though. Sliced into it.
Still hot, like you.
This is 5 points for a 1/12 of the total loaf. Oh, you take a pumpkin seed off there? Rocky's making noises in the background too, in case you hear anything weird.
Okay.
You ready? You want to try?
This is my part.
This is your trying it.
Okay. Good. That almost look like raisins.
Kind of does look like raisins, but it's not raisins.
What's that? Got a pumpkin spicy, very light aroma.
Mm-hmm. Got pumpkin spice in it. Banana, pumpkin spice. I've never done this combo before.
So I'm not getting the banana.
Really?
Yeah.
Like at all?
Well, maybe a little. So I think what it's done is it's just really mellowed out the pumpkin flavor. Mm-hmm. But it's really good. And then the chocolate chip flavor's coming through really strong.
Oh, good. So there's enough chocolate chip in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Good stuff. 5 points.
Put a little butter spray on there.
Yep, little, can't believe it's not butter spread. Or spray for 0 points.
Butter spread.
All right. So you like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I'm going to try it later. I'm still fasting, but it smells really good.
You having that for recovery food?
Recovery food? Mm-hmm. For my recovery? Or his recovery? Oh, your recovery. Huh. Biking recovery. Oh yeah, that would be a good recovery food, huh? All right, guys. That is pumpkin. He's spraying some butter spray over there. Pumpkin chocolate chip banana bread. We're, I think, gonna call this one a success. What do you think of 5 points for that? Did I ask you that already?
Totally worth it.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.